Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is Mizumi Residence by Maxim Group at Kepong. So yes, this is Mizumi Residence, completed about 2.5 years ago. And this is actually just beside Metro Kepong. This is a residency wilayah project. I reviewed this project a couple of months back. And if you recall correctly, right, this is actually very near to an MRT station. It's the Metro Prima MRT station, about 800 meters. You go to this traffic light here, you turn left, you reach the main road, and that's where you have your Metro Prima MRT station. The Metro Prima MRT station is located along the Putrajaya line, and it's approximately 35 minutes or 12 stations down to Persian KLCC. And now the TRX is open, right? You take another 2 stations down, so a total of 14 stations. You actually reach TRX MRT, 37 minutes. So including your walking time, about 12 minutes to the MRT station. All in all, you can actually go downtown, heart of KL, TRX or KLCC in under an hour using public transport. Okay, so yes, going back to Mizumi Residence, you have a total of 3 blocks. I'm not sure if you can see all 3 of it. It's sort of like a curved shape. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You have a total of 1,500 plus units, and it's 41 stories tall. So the smallest unit here, which is the unit that we will be reviewing, is 901 square feet. It's 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and the largest is 1,027 square feet. It's a 3+1 bedrooms and 2+1 bathrooms. So okay, without further ado, let's check out this Mizumi Residence. Let's go. Okay, so we've just stepped in through the guardhouse. But what's more interesting, I want to quickly show you all, is that this development is located right beside Taman Metropolitan Tasik Kepong, which is the biggest park in KL. More than 200 acres. I'll touch more about this, and yes, certainly show the view from the top on level 8. Very nice public park. So yeah, let's head to the lift lobby. So there are a total of 3 blocks, like what I was mentioning. A car park is from lower ground all the way to level 7, and level 8 is your facilities floor. So you only have a single facilities floor on level 8. Okay, let's go. So with your management office here space for your kindergarten. So this is lower ground floor. You have car parks itself on this lower ground. So this is gonna be a bit long, so I'll just skip this part right up until the lift lobby for block E. Let's go. Okay, so this is the drop off. You got 3 separate drops off. This is the drop off for tower E, and oh, it's actually locked. Yeah, you basically have a exit to the lake. It looks like it's locked. Maybe for security purpose. I don't know. So this is the drop-off lobby. You got some seating, a mailbox area, and yeah, more seating. So let's head in. Huge space. Let's head up. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 11th floor. So it's just a few floors above the facilities floor and rather low down in this building, given that it has 42 stories. So the shape is a letter L. You got one side here and the other long side here. and it isn't too dark. And again, this is given the fact that we are on the 11th floor, right, sort of right at the bottom. You have this. Okay, let me check out this refuse room. Very straightforward refuse room. It's very smelly, so I'm not going to go in. Now we have an opening here. So it's decently bright for this particular area, even though we are close to the bottom. Some of the units are very generous landing areas, like this particular one. So the unit that we will be reviewing today is a Type A, 900 square feet, just over 900 square feet, 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So stepping in, space for your shoe cabinet. So this is a very traditional, typical layout for your living, dining and kitchen. You have your kitchen here. And this is a DB. Single phase. So I always talk about DB, right? And to always say single phase or triple phase. Another thing that I'd like to share today is maybe just slightly more detail. This is basically your MCB, miniature circuit breaker. In it, effectively, this is sort of your main switch. If anything goes wrong or anything trips, you want to switch off, you switch off this one. These two that are connected. And then all others are your RCB's residential circuit breaker for your sort of individual sections of the house. Okay? MCB, and then the others are your RCB. By chinned. Switches are by Legrand. As you can see, Legrand. This is your kitchen area. Tiles 5 feet, pretty much standard. This, the design print tries to mimic a marble. So marble in general, right, if you always see let's say marble quarry, right, it's always like big white blocks that they're trying to cut. It's generally white in color. You know, marble is basically a form of a limestone. But this, you can see the quality isn't that good, the print. Okay, it's hard to tell from this phone, but the print quality, you can see it's pixelated, so it's not so good. Of course, you look from a distance, it's okay, but when you go near, then you can immediately tell it's not the real deal. Louvered windows, interesting. And your yard area is very big actually. Unless you want to put your washing machine outside. A lot of people, so they put the aircon compressor outside. And you have grills here. Again, a very interesting choice. Because you have grills here, so you can't fully close this. You can do windows at the top, but the bottom is hard to close off. Yeah, because I am not sure if you can remove this. This is part of your exterior already, and you replace it with bricks, you see. So you look at the other units, right? No one replaces it. This unit, the one opposite, I would guess that's a gypsum board or plywood. I don't think so, it's a brick. And it's really, it's a little bit too big in my opinion. Even if you do put a washing machine, right, and your aircon compressors at the side here, I think what you can do, or what I would do, again, if you have the money, I'll probably extend this. I'll knock off this part. I'll extend it at least as much as possible actually. Yeah, I'll extend it as much as possible up until here. Still a small door. So I would keep this as my external outdoor yard for my aircon, and then a big part of it, at least a good 3 feet, I'll bring it into as my internal kitchen. Then I can have my washing machine inside the house. But yeah, very interesting tiles also. They've used slightly better tiles for the yard area here. Dining. Not much to talk about for the dining. And your living room. It's not too high up, I would say. Perhaps this is, I would guess, just under 3 meters, 2.9-ish, if I were to guess, to 3. You have your fiber termination point, TV points, and you have data points also. Interesting. And you have 2. Oh no, sorry, one is your... Okay, I'm not sure. One is your phone point. It's either the phone point or data point. I have to validate. But if it's a data point, it means that there's another one in the room. Usually it's the master bedroom. Nice big sliding doors. So this whole area, right, interestingly, is known as Metropolitan Kepong. And metropolitan, right, if you look at the dictionary, basically means a very densely populated urban area. And at the glance, just looking like this, you actually have 4 projects with a total of 6,000 units just by this short glance, of me turning left to right. This is the previous project that we reviewed. This is Metro Prima Kepong. This is also by the same developer actually, also by Maxim. Yeah, the same developer as this current Mizumi project that we are in. This is Kepong Mas, another project. So this has 1,005 units, 1,005 plus minus, okay, I can't recall the exact figure. Mizumi also 1,005. This beside is Kepong Mas, also another 1,005. And the one there is actually another project. You see, this is the sort of gate that separates. You can still see actually the facade is different, right? This is the hinge by Asset Kaya Mas. So that also has 1,500. So a total of 6,000 plus minus units. 4 projects close proximity. Behind me, okay, I don't get that view, what a waste. But yes, that is actually part of Taman Metropolitan Kepong Lake. It is basically the biggest park in KL, over 200 acres plus, including the lake, which is more than 100 acres itself. Let's see if we can have a look at this, a view of this from the top. The facilities floor, there's facilities on level 42 or on level 8. Okay? Going back in. Okay, at least you have a nice, they give you this tempered glass. It's quite thick. You can see, decently thick. But yeah, no real view per se. Looking into a Kepong Mas. Continuing on, you got your bathroom here. So this is a very interesting switch. Usually the small room, you have the small room first, followed by the bathroom. The bathroom is side by side, somehow easier to construct and build. But in this instance, they have the bathroom here. Yeah. And again, I'm going to recap. One of the benefits of having the bathroom here, right, and the small room here, is that you have more space for your master bedroom. So what I say, so imagine if you have your small room here, this side immediately, right? So your small room probably would start from this, across the wall, all the way up until here, maybe. Yeah. And then your bathroom would basically be this area. Yeah. Imagine whatever area that you have here, right? You just have to swap it. So you probably you'll be up until here, sort of, I would say. Here. This area is your bathroom. and this is your room. So your room is up until here. And how do you access your bathroom? Obviously you can't do a door here, you have to do the door to the bathroom would then be on this side of the wall, which is here. And hence, this part to access the bathroom will be part of the common walkway. The common walkway will need to extend until here. You basically need to cut out a shape here. You either have the door to the master bedroom here or the door to the master bedroom here. Yeah? So far, you following me? So yes, this will be part of the walkway. I can access my bathroom here. This will be the door. And yeah, the door to the bathroom, the master bedrooms are either here or here. And hence your master bedroom is smaller by this piece of area. But now that they swap the thing, they have the bathroom first. I can have two doors here, which is your toilet door and your room door. Okay, yeah, so that's just a bit of space optimization. I've mentioned a few times in my video, this space actually leading to your room, right, is actually in a way I feel dead space. Doesn't do much except to bring you to your rooms. You can't functionally use this space, as an area to rest, to relax, to store items or what. No, it's just a connecting area. Okay, yes, going back to sort of this is a very normal, typical bathroom. Yeah, the tiles are okay. Slightly different for this. 8 feet, very normal height. Small window there. Fittings, you have Astin. I think this is either a local or China, I'm not too sure. Emax, also by the same company, I think. So yeah. Very normal. These are not the best of doorknobs. It's a bit old-fashioned. Okay, going on. This is your room. So interestingly, right, this room, usually the back as inside this room, right, is usually the smaller room. But if you compare this room against this room, it's actually quite not that much of a difference. Yeah? Of course, this room is still slightly smaller, but not significantly smaller. Yeah? And because you push your bathroom is there and your room is here, when you open this area also, it leads out to your air well already after your yard. So usually cooking fumes and so on, right? You would, if it's after, of course, you avoid all your cooking fumes. Some people convert that area into as part of the wet kitchen, the larger wet kitchen, they extend all the way. And this, of course, has two double panels. Nice. Usually, small room only has one panel. This one has two panels. So aircon point is provided, and the piping. There's no fan hook here. I don't think there's a fan hook. I think this is an add-on by the owner. And obviously this is an add-on. You can see this external casing for the light. So we split this. This is the other guest room. You can actually fit a queen size bed. Just if you really want to fit, I think you can just squeeze in towards the wall, either this side or this side. Based on my calculations, it's just enough. Yeah, of course, a queen size bed is 5 feet. This is over 5 feet. Yeah. Like to force fit, it's possible. And here, of course, you can put in a queen size also towards there. Again, I think it's only a single hook, and the owner has, no hook, single power point, and hence the owner split up for lighting point here. decent window base, but again, not much of a view. And last but not least, the master. So the master starts from here because they really position it as such. The room is here, so we can start from here, get a bigger master bedroom. You have a balcony, interestingly, but this balcony is really, it's a swing-in door and it's rather small. This is more like just step out to take some fresh air or smoke. Nothing more than that. Or you want to put your aircon latch, you can put at the bottom. Sorry, your aircon unit compressor. The bathroom. So the master bathroom has slightly different tiles. Same size, exact same size. At a glance, I don't think so it's any different, especially the width. But I like this set of tiles more than the other one. Again, the print, I'm not sure if you can see, but if you really look deep, oh, I can't focus. But if you really look into detail, right, you can see the, okay, there. See, you can see the print. The resolution is not so great, right? So obviously, better tiles, you know, the print would be better. Of course, original ones, these are all supposed to mimic natural stone. This is supposed to be raw finish, granite finish. The type of design. Better tiles, of course, very much higher resolution print. So yes, that sums up the review of this unit, Type A here at Mizumi Residence. If you're interested to get a unit, do reach out to Mandy. She'll be able to assist, or if you want to rent out your unit, you want to sell your unit, you are an owner, do reach out to her. She's a sizable team here at this area, Kepong. Okay? Now that we have finished reviewing the unit, let's check out the facilities. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 8th floor. So this is the main facilities floor. Okay, so where do we start? Maybe we start with here, a quick one. So you have your BBQ pit, non-halal and halal. It's quite sizable also, actually. The only thing, if I may comment, is that I don't see any seating around here. So that's going to be a challenge. You probably need to get your own tables and chairs, which, yeah, it's not too, sorry, which is a bit troublesome, right, to get your own tables and chairs. Male sauna. Okay, so the male sauna is actually connected to the bathroom. The bathroom is another entrance, but there's actually a connecting door to the bathroom. Some ventilation at the top, and this is a sauna. There's the door to the toilet. Good. And because it's above average in terms of size, Mizumi Residence. Moving out. So this is the block that we came down from, block F, and then there are two other blocks there. Okay, here is the restroom, the male. So the male one again is connected to the other one. That's the connected to the sauna, the gym, two-story gym. We got a walkway towards the back. Nice sort of herb garden. Decent landscaping for this area here. This is the gym, double-story gym. Sort of a floating gym, and at the bottom here, decent landscaping actually, if you ask me. Yeah. Koi fishes. This, okay, we check. I think we probably leave this towards the last. So this, have a nice badminton court and a full-size basketball court right at the top. This is the swimming pool. So the swimming pool, if you can see the words, there's the words from the top right, Mizumi Residences. This is pretty much, they do the name of the residence, the mosaic in the swimming pools. If you go to Majestic magazine, also by Maxim, they also have the same design. And this is sort of a sunken bar. Take some drinks. So one thing I like about this the swimming pool, right, is that it's actually connected. So this is your wading pool for the kids, much lower. That's the main swimming pool, and it leads all the way. It goes through this bridge here, and it connects to the jacuzzi. Yeah, so it's sort of a flowing, connected swimming pool. Nice. And the main, I would say the key selling point to me for this particular project is this absolutely stunning view of this Taman Metropolitan Kepong Lake. Look at that. So if you want to get a unit here, right, to me, frankly, I would just consider those units facing this direction. And you know what a big difference. Imagine you get one of the units above, right, and this is your view compared to the unit that I showed. You know, it's a world of difference. This is uninterrupted, unblocked. Again, this is the largest park in KL, yeah, as a overall park, 220 acres, and the lake itself is more than 100 acres. It's smaller, it's even bigger than Perdana, the Botanical Lake Gardens. Although the Perdana or Botanical Lake Gardens, now known as Lake Gardens, is one of the oldest. I think it's the oldest that has existed since 1800s. Look at the size. And there's a lot more that we can't see behind there, the area. This is just a glance. So yes, personal opinion, if you want to get a unit here, please get one that faces this world of difference. Cafeteria. So this space is for your, it looks like they're using it for event celebration space. Again, not easy to have this type of business come in, right? Unless the management does their fair bit in reducing the rental and so on and so forth. This should be Block E, if I'm not mistaken, the one in the middle. So they actually have a nice map also throughout the development. I think there are a total of 3, but they actually show all the facilities. So there was one here, we didn't look at it, one here, and then one for the other block area. Okay, I'm not going to go through, but this is just a glance. Okay, karaoke room. This is interesting. Unfortunately, I do not have access. We will see if we can get photos of this karaoke room. This is supposed to be the management office, services office, but it's empty. So I'm very curious, where's the management office now? You have another jacuzzi, sizable jacuzzi. So this is huge. So you have two jacuzzis actually, although this one is a standalone separate jacuzzi. And this is the final block. So what do we have here? Okay, you have your main hall towards the end. You have a mini mart here operating already. One of the easiest business to do. Laundrette. Very, very big, huge space for laundrette. But in all honesty, I haven't seen a laundrette, even though those self-serve or those are operated right, being so big. So this is probably oversized. Prayer room. Okay, should I take a glance? Can I take a glance? Okay, I don't want to go in. But looks pretty normal. Yeah. This other board. Info board. And this they call it a celebration hall. So by the settings itself, right, you can have a lunch, dining, caterer anytime. Restrooms, very, very small restrooms. Nothing compared to the one earlier. This washroom is a small one, and this serves for this multi-purpose hall. Yes, that's about it actually. So we are only left with the badminton court and also the basketball court. Not much at this area here towards the back. Reflexology path, outdoor children's playground, and you got some exercise equipment, push-up bars. This is your horizontal, your climbing horizontal ladder, your monkey swing. All in all, it's I would say it's decent. Here, the facade looks quite nice. Even these units, right? At least the view is much further compared to the unit I showed earlier. Nicer view. Decent children's playground. Okay, and to sum up this review, stairs all the way up. But yes, let's head up basketball court. I think there's someone playing, I can hear. But before that, just to step into this badminton court. So we have 4 badminton courts here. So it's quite decent, I would say. Yeah. It's quite bright also because you have all these glass panels. Okay, and last but not least, a quick hike up. I'll skip the walking because it take too long. So yes, we are here, full-size basketball court, and it's not just the side, this side mesh, it's also at the top. So the top also covered. This is probably one of the more decent ones that I've seen, and it's again full size. Yeah. So yeah, 2 entrances actually, or 2 exits, one here and one there. So again, if you're interested to get a unit here at Mizumi Residence, do reach out to Mandy and her team. She'll be able to assist all. If you are a owner and you want to rent your unit or sell your unit, do reach out to Mandy. Okay, let me know what you think of this property in the comments below. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.
Wah.